Another person who chimed in at the time was Manga Kamen, a channel
Oh god, not Manga Kamen, oh no.
with over 100,000 subscribers at the time, who, well, was much...
Alright, I need to talk about a few things about the Fagos situation, since I worked with the guy in the past, and that's it. I didn't really know much about him, we didn't hang out, and frankly I don't approve of his actions. You have to be crazy to do so. As for Dulu, I don't really care to look into the situation, nor can I. Because for some bloody reason, they got me blocked. Which is funny, because the last time I talked to them, I thought we were on good terms. We didn't really converse on Twitter at all.
Was much tamer in the things he said about me. Still used my abuse.
I support their video criticizing mine, Jas, and Fushika's terrible video, but they blocked the guy for no reason, I guess. Why is he... Wait, why is he now molding over a block? That's really the only criticism I can levy at Dulu, as I don't really care to sit down and watch their video on the matter. Presentation is not my cup of tea. He didn't even watch the video! Ah! Can we just give all of them a grippy sock vacation? Yes. No, I don't think that's Fuchsia. I think this is Fushika's. You're finally covering Hüttenmitsu. I loathe the horror takes they have. Listen, only the best takes, only the best take. Also, Gray, I need to ask you a question. Do you think that Hitten's voice kinda sounds like Peaches? No, this doesn't look like Fuchsia. This is Fushika. So unfortunately, I don't really want to talk more about this. You can talk more about this. You haven't even watched the video. I've had figures in a video or two a long while ago. If I can remember which ones, I see about cutting him out, but I had no clue about this behavior. Again, only saying this much because I was an acquaintance.
Abuse situation to complain for half a thread about how I blocked him, which...
Also, yes, I could go incognito, but that require me to care more about the situation. And honestly, I don't really care at all. Then why do you chime in? Fucking idiot. Dulu wants to block me? Fine. I'm curious as to why, but really don't care, bro. You care so hard. Yes, Hitten does sound very much like Peaches. It's very American and not British. Thank you! One more thing. I just muted Dulu after learning I was blocked. Who the fuck cares? Why are you molding about a fucking block? I thought this was about hopeless Peaches. No, it's about Hitten. Hitten Mitsuru. They just sound like American British.
Fucking Christ. Also, after...
I supported their video critic. Okay.
Admitting to not having watched my video because he didn't care, still went out.
Also, I didn't like the presentation. Cry harder, yes. Hitten deserves criticism for that, but Dulu also deserves criticism for tweeting Fergus downfall like he's losing sports team. Regardless of the severity of his crimes, the credibility of the allegations, their attitude might back them in the ass. Bruh, if they have credibility and proof, I don't fucking care about their attitude. They can dance on the grave for all I care.
Still went out of his way.
I'm more referring to how they acted in their tweets after their video was released.
To unsubtly pry people in.
Man, I wish I could read that context, but for some reason Dulu's got me blocked, lol. Bruh, he goes around everywhere. Just molding about the block. Imagine being this pathetic. Why do so many of these people treat Twitter like it's a therapist? Don't ask me.
Into giving him screenshots.
You're welcome. Oh, now they have someone screenshotted for them.
Of my outbreak.
Wow. Yeah, to be charitable, this doesn't make Dulu look good on a mere optics level, to be honest. To be a bit hyperbolic, it's like doing a field goal dance on your enemy. Yes! You get to do your war cry and your little war winner dance. Yeah, it may feel good, but showing off and coming off egotistical.
First, so that
this kind of situation requires more delicate ways of handling this, especially if there's legal issues. At worst, they made trying to get figures the proper authorities even harder because he deleted his internet presence. Way to show you had no idea what the fuck you were talking about. When did they talk about legal issues? Bruh.
Egotistical I was coming off. I honest to God despise this type of behavior because of how cowardly it is. Like, you want to involve yourself in a situation that has nothing to do with you to throw your 2 cents in, but not do any of the work that should come with doing that and present yourself as someone who doesn't care. If you actually didn't care, you would have shut the fuck.
They're either unaware of topics, of optics, or misusing the words, yeah. Just like, optics is when you say something I don't like. If you use mean word, that's bad optics. Why are these people treating the victim more harshly than the perpetrator? Because the perpetrator has mental issues, Luna. Don't you know?
Up after condemning Faghost instead of using it to bitch about how the victim blocked you before going around to snoop for more things to comment on. You think you're being slick? And you're not. You're just being a nuisance. There was also notable FCK member and groomer enabler Nezziemonster.
Oh, Nezziemonster! Old friend. Nezzie! Hey, what you doing here? I swear, these people are everywhere.
Who very, very discreetly, not really, tweeted that day in.
When it comes to a lot of stuff online, I question a person's actions, even if they're for good, because it has become clear to me that for too many people, being right is more important than the safety of others. People lie to themselves saying, I am good because I beat the bad guy. But when they act all aggressive and it becomes a question of how long did you wait for the right to treat someone like garbage? Nezzie, shut the fuck up.
Insinuating that I was simply waiting for the opportunity to treat someone like garbage and didn't care about the safety of others, like I stated, despite me being arguably the most harmed and vulnerable subject of Liam's abuse. I love having to point that out because you fucks hated me so much.
You just laugh when you have to point out how, hello, this freak fucking stalked me and gaslit me and made me think I killed someone.
Which is also
in a sense
funny because now that Nezzie has been in the hot seat for damn near a year for enabling a groomer and lying about that groomer's actions and their knowledge of them to others in the community, has switched to the defense that they were a stupid 19-year-old and obviously shouldn't be held to the same standard as today. So where was that compassion and understanding for me when I was 19 and had a single outburst on Twitter? Especially—
Oh, very good question, because Nezziemonster was like, yeah, you can't hold me responsible for staying quiet about the FCK. I was 19. I was a stupid teenager. Oh, but not for Julie. No, no, no. Only for me. Hey, I'm back for the DMV. My days. Oh, good old days.
Especially when I didn't even do anything actually wrong. I should note that I called Nezzie out on this.
Nezzie, I was 19. Boo-hoo is wild because I spent the first month of being 19 cutting off Faghost, alerting everyone what she said and she did. And making a whole ass expose video just for Nezzie to subtweet me because I was too mean to Faghost after she admitted she lied. Boy, fuck you. Very based, very based. Also, don't forget, Faghost transitioned and now is she. Yes, I got it.
On Twitter recently.
No dollar for the misgender jar.
And instead of apologizing, they simply had another enabler of
Hey gamers, if you've been blocked by this account in the past few months, just know it was by a Avi, the one typing right now. Nezzie gave me access to this account to manage for mental health purposes, and I've taken the liberty of creating the old TL.
Shit behavior in the community. Avi Haltman, block me. Bitches act like accountability shot their parents in front of them. I swear to God.
Julie.
So as you can guess, that day was awful.
I love it. Akumu, I need your opinion. Akumu, I need your opinion. Do you think that Hidden sounds like an American Peaches? I can't unhear it. It's in my head.
There were a few people, not creators, who stepped in to defend me and try and get these people to empathize with how angry I was, and I really do appreciate those people. I thank you very, very much for trying to help me in that situation. Despite those few, the only public things creators said about me were condemnations of me, while the greater community stayed completely silent on the way I
Yes, because how dare you use mean words? Don't you know, those kill people.
Being treated, because most of them agreed with it. Just 2 weeks later, Heaton was totally—
And before someone asked me about it, yes, I saw Spoctor's video. He can casually fuck himself. Without the accent and some squawking? Yes. Thank you, Aku! I'm getting everyone on this train. We love to see someone being honest that they are defending someone's terrible actions because they're friends and tone policing someone who's speaking out. Yes, my video is angry. I don't care. Did you use mean words, Sitten? I am right to be angry. The friends he lied to are right to be angry. I'm so sorry that I didn't powder his ass before telling people he tanked several friendships and ruined a good chunk of my life. I'll be better. Mousier victim next time. Bite me. Raw XD.
Released for her junkie video by Spoctor, and every single person who was silent when she did it to me jumped with their pitchforks to defend her, like they all suddenly decided
Yes, she has a right to be angry, don't you know? She can use mean words. She didn't use the crap emojis, that's the problem.
Tone policing is wrong, actually. Love that. Never mind the fact that Heaton's popularity was bolstered by this, and she became known for being tone policed when she had no problem doing the tone policing early.
Tone policing in this community? Nah, can't be. That can't be.
That same goddamn month. This made me feel absolutely horrible, leaving me to wonder why no one had a problem when it was done to me enough to speak up about it, and wondering who I could even trust at that point. Spoilers, it was practically no one. In early 2022, I found
Who could have seen that coming?
out that Musha made that video where they publicly shamed me to bolster their own image as a victim, and no one had a problem with that either. Many of you know that 2022 was a rough year for me, mostly for reasons outside of the internet, but I just want you to know that all of this nonsense was happening at the same time that every other facet of my life was on fire.
Listen, if it rains it pours, it always be like that.
So, you know, horrible all around. So horrible, in fact, that in September of 2022, I quit YouTube as a hobby, passion, and source of income for me that I made a lot of connections with because I just felt so unwanted and hated by the way people talked about me and the abuse I endured. And a month later, Heaton decided to...
My issue wasn't with her anger. It was with her doing literally the exact same thing she was getting angry at him for. What? What did she claim that she raped 2 trans people and then made him think that these SA victim OCs killed themselves and then okay, and then later came out, lol, it was just a joke, bro. She was mad he followed her into private calls to make her feel unsafe, and that he was claiming she was talking about him behind his back, only to then show herself following him into private calls to make him feel unsafe. What? When did that happen? And talking about him behind his back. Oh no, talking about a crazy person, that's crazy. She and Clown have every right to be angry with what happened.
Respond to comments asking her about why she thought it was okay to talk to me like she did, and not only lied about the things
they do not have the right to stoop to his level. It is in fact possible for you to be a victim
I did in my abuse
and an aggressor at the same time. Go fuck yourself.
Situation, but ended off by claiming that I was an aggressor in the shit Faghost put me through. Fast forward to March of this year, and the Rosa call was re-uploaded and
hey, the Rosa call. I just don't know. Oh, Rosa's last stand.
Caught a lot of people's attention. The Rosa call, for those wondering, was a voice call in the now defunct server called The Senate that happened on January 31st, 2023, wherein a disabled woman responded.
It's so wild that it's only been 2 years. Feels longer. Or yesterday.
For not banning a predator in a friend's server was verbally abused, called slurs, misconstrued, and sexually harassed for nearly 4 hours. The owner of the server, who also controlled the call, was YouTuber Lio Convoy, who was an, at the time, self-proclaimed predator hunter. He did apologize for that call, but however people decide to take it moving forward is up to them. As for me, I had known of this call's presence for a while because
it felt like 6 months.
My friend ponders.
Let's talk about like it's ancient lore. Yeah, that's crazy. And then you hear 2023. Oh.
Sprocket had brought it up and told me how much of the Senate server was shitting on her for speaking up during it, but I didn't actually know any of what was actually said. I did know, however, that Heaton was part of it playing defense for the call's behavior. Though again, I
These people deem anything they don't like happening harassment. Heaton said, I harassed and stalked Nezzie. And that Vin was stalking for looking at public Twitter accounts. Yeah, that's stalking, but don't you know? Literally stalking. And then you said a mean word.
didn't know exactly what she said. Thankfully...
Listen, but they taking screenshots of everything and sharing it around, that's totally normal.
Another YouTuber, Omnia, made a couple of videos going over the call in detail, and the second one included clips of what Heaton said.
I think the insults, like, is where we're drawing the line, the ad hom.
Oh no, not the ad hom, not the ad hom.
I think is ridiculous, because in a normal situation where this is a normal kind of debate, I would agree with you 100%. I'd be like, yeah, that's too far. That's this, that, and the other. This is not that.
I swear, that just sounds like Down syndrome peaches.
Like, very transparently, this is a person who openly faked a panic attack.
How the actual fuck do you plan on proving that?
While being confronted about acting.
Hello, Rosa has brain damage. You can't say, oh, she faked having a panic attack, bruh.
Actively letting pedophiles occupy a space and who pretended to cry on live stream about it.
Yeah, she just pretended to cry, gee.
Like, I don't, this is the thing where I'm gonna have apparently
suddenly the mental illness isn't an excuse. The FCK was watching my Twitter account for weeks and months on end, at 3 AM too. This was publicly admitted in several of their videos. Ponder, Nezzie, Fusha, and Mad Lips, but me looking at public stuff? Horrendous! How dare you? How dare you, Akumu? Stalking. Literally stalking.
one of the hot takes of the room and say, listen, there is a point where, yes, a calm conversation can be had. I have no problem with character assassination of someone who actively downplayed the...
Actively downplayed? I can't.
Grooming of children. And I think the idea...
Why is her pronunciation so weird?
Saying things that are incredibly...
This sounds worse than the AI.
Mean to them, like calling them a whore and stupid, is... I think the fact that that's where the line's being drawn...
Listen, calling her a whore is fine, but don't you dare use the crap emojis.
is insane.
When I heard the way this woman was defending the group insulting and ableist, misogynistic harassment of a woman with autism severe enough that she needed a caretaker at the age of 30, during a point in time when she was still completely backing the revolting things she had said about me for celebrating my abuser.
Listen, Thagos was more disabled than Rosa, apparently, okay? I get it.
I was completely... pissed, to say the least. And you know what? I felt the same way about her video on Spoctor, where she complained endlessly about having been tone policed by him and how
ACC hypocrisy is a drug to me. You know what? I start to understand. I don't get why peeps can't just do their shit talk in private like most mean girls. Like, you go on a private call, drop the tea, and that's it. Like, why does everything need to be public? Listen, you can also be a mean girl in public, but at least stay a consistent mean girl.
horrible he was for doing that and not seeing her as a victim. Wow, that's crazy, Heaton. Honestly, that video is one of the
truly crazy bullshit
worst things you can listen to when you're aware of how she completely stood by the way she treated me and would even defend her behavior in the comments when
I should have called Fagos the whore. That would be fine.
As previously mentioned. It highlights her hypocrisy in a blinding light and shows her absolute refusal to empathize with me as a human being, you know, despite the fact that she was able to sympathize with the grown-ass adult that abused me with ease from the start. Seriously, if you took a shot every time she leaves a criticism against Spoctor in that video, that could come ramming into her headlight lit fuck-ass deer face.
Wait, I need to see this again. That's why did they like Yagami up their control freaks. You know what? Cringe but based.
a criticism against Boctor in that video that could come ramming into her headlight-lit fuck-ass deer face with the same force and validity, you'd need to call poison control by the end.
You have a lot.
If anything, this was Clown's story to tell, not yours. You don't get to play the weeping tragic victim for supporting your friend through a hard time, just like I don't get to do so for helping my friends deal with your bullshit when you do this to friends over a small tiff.
A fucking nerve telling.
Yeah, Julie's hilarious. One of the few SEC people I'm like, just paste. Alan, welcome.
People how they're allowed to feel and react to something that ruined their life. Or is it just different when you do it? You're saying that a victim has no right to take an aggressive, angry tone with someone who hurt them.
Yeah, remember Julie was 16, yes, when it all started. The youngest in that circle of hell. God damn it. It's always 16, huh?
Rules for thee and not for me?
Rules for thee and not for me. Gee, Hidden. Where have we seen that before?
Right, you, a fucking outsider who knew jack and shit, does not get to choose the tone I take with people who hurt me, just as I don't get to do that for you.
Well, you did, so...
You are literally telling victims that the people who commentate on their pain are more justified to anger than they are. It seems.
I mean, that's what you... I love the clown music, it's just so fitting.
It's like he always goes in emotion first and brainwaves third, but laying out this in front of me, it seems like nothing but malice. So he lies again about not knowing the context, he doubles down on his statement that I took the wrong tone, and implies he didn't even see me as a victim. Great. Glad to know that Lily's Garden adds an
Oh gee, it's almost like you didn't see someone else as a victim.
FurCon video were more important than you giving that victim a voice. This is peak victim blaming and tone policing.
Oh, the peak victim blaming, tone policing, give the victims a voice. Oh god.
And I'm tired of you pretending that you're a better person when it's not looking like that's true either. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of having people who hurt me have the last word, though, so here I am.
Imagine being this embarrassing of a person, Lamau. Literally a whole circus.
So yeah, it pissed me off that she took 2 years to even realize that the way she talked about me was wrong in any way and dish out 2 tepid apologies that rival the Notes app apologies of the 2010s in terms of thought and sincerity. More on that later.
Oh, I love some YouTuber apologies.
So what did I do? I put her on blast.
Oh.
In terms of thought and sincerity. More on that later. So what did I do? I put her on...
Never thought I'd say this, but seeing all this crazy drama makes me thankful I was a Tumblr girl. Just look at fan art of Tumblr sexy man made dumb mistakes that get what I would like. Listen, sometimes it's a blessing. I'm tired of pretending to be a better person. Yeah, you know. The Hidden would never do that, you know, but shame upon the other people. Hey Hidden, wanna explain why you were sitting hands clasped and even defending a group of people, calling this autistic woman a slut, whore, dumb cunt, telling her to commit suicide several times because you thought she did some shit? Yet it took you an entire year after...
Put her on blast.
And several people telling you fucked up for you to stop clutching your pearls over my 2 tweets of this... And maybe realize that telling me, on top of other things, I'd be responsible for my abuser killing herself because I was mean to her on Twitter was a bad fucking idea. I tell you, it was the crap emojis.
Calling out her hypocrisy, I want...
Fuck. Goddamn Zoomers. You're fine keeping quiet in front of a group of people directly telling this woman to off herself, calling her worthless and tons of sexist insults, but really thought me posting crab emojis over Fager's channel deletion on my Twitter was gonna push her over the edge, huh?
I wanted to test...
Let's be perfectly clear on something. Well, certified tone policing victim was getting her degree. She actually was just getting a taste of her own medicine from not even a fucking month prior and was too delusional to know it for the next 2 years. Remember that always.
something by seeing how
Saint, do this again and you get the rope. No, don't crap emoji.
Heaton would react to being hit with the
I'll be a better, mousier victim next time. That's what you wanted from me 2 weeks prior, right? We all fucking know it would have been crickets had my "I'm so glad Fergus is gone" tweets had been made with a sad, empathetic tone instead of anger and joy, because I finally exposed her. Hi, X! Hello, hello. Imagine it really pulling the "you're not a good victim" card.
same energy and
To be transparent, Hitten gave me a dog shit apology in November 2023 for literally one aspect of her entire thread that she only typically sent to me through a third party because 2 people confronted her about her actions, but even then still stood by everything else. 2 years for this. Hey, I asked to send you this because I really don't want to get into a call. If I can just sum it up here, neither of us like each other and neither of us needs the stress. Oh god, not the stress. All that aside, I did do wrong by you, and I want to sincerely apologize. In my initial threat, I insinuated you weren't suffering with what fact did, and that was wrong of me. Regardless of how I felt about your actions otherwise, I should have never downplayed your pain. It was catty and disrespectful, and as someone who had it done to them, I should have known better. I try to hold myself to a better standard now, and I want to continue to do it by taking accountability with the people I've lashed out at. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect a reply. You have every right not to. I just wanted to let you know I'm genuinely apologetic. Wow, a lot of wool. It's going well, but I'm being behind because Deus can't see my crap emoji. Ambre! Embre! No, embre. 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 You get the rope.
vitriol that she repeatedly
She didn't roll everything back until after she got sat down by a third person, where she deadass tried to, "I was in a dark place." No, not the dark place. Without a flashlight. Out of the situation and boil down her threat to just some out-of-pocket behavior, like, "Girl, go fuck yourself, you suck at this."
put out at her targets.
The public post in particular was made because she had a total fucking meltdown when Clownteeth and I requested she not be in the Senate call with Fergus, and had to have it intricately explained to her by that third person why we think she fucking sucks.
I hit hard and I hit a lot.
Then, might I add, after all she did, had the fucking nerve to retweet a video acting supportive of me, clapping back at Fergus after years. What? Bruh, by the second video she was like, "Yeah, you're the good girl," after all this bullshit. Bruh, how can you be so retarded? Like, no, keep your mouth silent on this situation for the rest of time. I don't want your performative ass support.
And Heaton
Oh, Fergus is a fake. See, I reposted, I retweeted it, hee.
immediately
Trotsky, not you two. Trotsky, you get the cage. Gets criticized once, fucking dies. Yes, that fits.
folded. She locked her account.
This is not an April Fool's joke. I'm blocking the account and probably not going to be streaming this week. I've cracked. You came out as trans? Your egg got cracked? I try to be strong enough and I can't fucking take anymore. I'm exhausted. If I'm lucky, I won't end up in the hospital this time. What? What does that mean? Every time you're stressed, you end up in the hospital? Is that what happens? Do you faint? Do you have fainting spells? Take your W, I guess. Be more passive-aggressive.
and posted a passive-aggressive tweet with some questionable content about how she'd be lucky if she didn't end up in the hospital, followed by a passive-aggressive send-off saying, "Take your
The chicken came out of the egg.
W, I guess." This was a wild reaction coming
Why are all these callouts so soy? Listen, Julie is already one of the based one.
from someone who's made her YouTube career doing epic ponage on the people who wronged her, even boasting about how she'll always be able to outscream anyone. Guess actually
Oh god, this is another one of the I win every drama because I scream louder than them. Take this, bitches.
can speak louder than words. Musha also
Musha. Why do they all have these names? You ever get one of those moments where you come across someone you have decent to good past memories of, but looking at what they're doing now, you can tell something's gone horribly wrong with them? Anyway, this was the week when the Discord reintroduced me to Julie. This long after the likes of Miss Galway, Vivian, V Omega, and God knows who else I don't recall. You would think I'd be desensitized to once promising individuals degrading over time into unreasonable extremist shit willows, or worse. Who the fuck pissed in your brain?
also made a brief reemergence.
Now I'm not going to recount either of the situations that provoked this brief Twitter return. They both long stories, and I'm not going to pretend that the other side in both scenarios didn't at least handle things in less than stellar fashion at first.
During this time, comparing
But when you're at the point where you continue to be hostile even after the situation has well evolved, nothing was revolved. What the fuck are you talking about? Or even in the face of someone politely correcting you in the case of the more recent one. How was that politely correcting? Then the idea of you being anywhere near my internet feeds give me exit reflux. Choke on
me to several sex pests.
Don't. In case they are block evading, that's why I decided the block is mutual. But then if that is what's happening, maybe take a hint or find something other than social media meltdowns to occupy your limited time on Earth. I hear stamp collecting and calligraphy are pretty neat. Calligraphy on your face.
And maybe even
Only alternative I can think of is far from within my principles to tweet in public and would get me rightfully cancelled, regardless of how supple I am about it, and the most vivid it would be honestly get are in the vein of frustrated, intrusive thoughts. Bro, stop listening to the voices in your head. Take your pills. Take your pills. Hey, our blog, yes, don't forget to like and subscribe and all this stuff. I paid Big Man a visit and he looked like he was physically shaking with how mad he was that the chat wouldn't ignore what he did. Anyway, I've gone back to half asleep, grumpy rambling now, and I didn't uninstall Twitter from my phone for nothing. Extremists are a very bad thing, and you shouldn't tolerate their behavior, even, nay, especially if they're theoretically on your side. Oh my god, now we call everyone an extremist again.
alluded to wanting to tell me to hurt myself or worse.
Now back to making rhyming couplets out of funny headlights on my blue sky. Yes, please stay on blue sky.
Before getting
Ah yes, and my honorable mention of an old video Julie did back in my best worst of 2017 list is indeed another thing to add to the laundry list of things about that video, which have aged about as well as cottage cheese on Jimmy Savile's front porch.
ethered out of existence, ending by giving
Bruh. Briefly popping my head back in since it's now marks the third time someone's made this mistake, but the actual reason of the comparison is literally right there in the tweet. The comparison isn't because they are a nonce, it's because I found them to be let down. Just so happens that the rest are all pedos.
off an even more passive-aggressive exit.
I originally had more to tweet about how predatory behavior wasn't the only thing most of the people I mentioned was guilty of, but since reading comprehension and trying to be diplomatic is apparently a sin to these people, it frankly isn't worth it. But before you show me all of these sentences, just call me a slur. I'm gonna be locking this account for good after giving people long enough to read this. So if you want to consider this a petty victory, if it'll help you sleep at night, be my guest.
Than I'm sure Heaton could ever hope.
Hi, Shadow. I never heard of this. No. The voices in my head tell me to reverse Saint. Do it. Hope you're happy in managing to accomplish something that even Elon wasn't unlikable enough to succeed in.
To give. However, before he did that, he responded to Clown Teeth.
Hey, aren't you the asshole that said you'd be a better victim than Julie in your Way video because you didn't make 2 stupid tweets? Shut your victim-shaming mouth. Bruh, I swear, these people are literally fighting about who's the best victim.
When she defended me and said that he didn't like her bringing...
Oh, and no, I don't take kindly to you trying to drag the Way situation into this. And I can tell you for a fact that as of me typing this, at least 2 of her victims don't take kindly to it either.
Ray's name into this. Dumbass! That was...
That was literally him! Wasn't it literally him who brought Ray's name into this? Bruh! Well, they get confused. They get confused over who brought what up.
You who did that. But actually, I'll let Clown Teeth get her lick back on that later. Spoilers. But yeah, very normal behavior.
Usually spoilers are a crime in here, but I let it pass.